Slumbering Court. Currently the absolute must farm domain for pretty much every healer and or Itto, Albedo or Noelle main. There's probably also some value for any Jin Yan main out there, and yes, I'm talking about all three of us. Today I wanna share my experience with this domain, what you have to keep in mind when challenging it, and what team comps I would personally recommend. I'll mostly talk about the max level domain, as there's barely any difference to the second to last level of it, and everything before I would honestly never consider or recommend to farm. And on a side note, is it even possible to reach that domain before hitting adventure rank 30? Let's start with the basics. This domain features a huge buff to electro damage as well as a little AoE for making that electro goodness wet. It starts you off with 5 little electro verbs. Once you killed 3 of them, 2 additional verbs and an Electro X mitachurl will join the party. If you kill another one of the original 5 verbs, the final big boy will spawn. The biggest challenge of this domain is most likely gonna be the bleeding effect that the dogs will put on you when they hit you. This bleed goes through shields and can very quickly ramp up and completely annihilate your health bar. So, how do we handle this? Well, first off, we should probably take advantage of the ley lines here. 40% electro damage is definitely more than 0, and if you have any electro unit built or were planning on building one, now this is the perfect time. That electro character should be your main damage dealer. Potential candidates for this role here would be Lisa, yes, actual Lisa, she could be used here, Fischl, Kaching, the Electro Traveler, or the Raiden Shogun herself. Albedo probably works as well, but I have absolutely 0 experience with her whatsoever. Now the second slot of your team has some interesting options. We probably want to take advantage of the second leyline effect, so we need to make our enemies wet. Some good passively applying hydro characters are Xingshu and Mona, but there are 2 others that are just plain better suited for that job here. Barbara and Kokomi. Why? Because this domain friggin' hurts. And these 2 units not only apply a good amount of hydro, they can also heal you passively while doing so. It doesn't really matter if they can deal huge amounts of damage, the damage we are after comes from the ley line anyway. The 3rd and 4th slot completely depends on your level of skill and preferred style of gameplay. If you are so used to just running shields everywhere that you actually forgot that you can dodge with the right mouse button, the damage dealt to you in this domain will not be covered by the passive healing of Kokomi or Barbara. So perhaps consider another healer here. Diona or Chi-Chi might come in handy. Or if you are feeling a little lucky, you could try to squeeze the remaining healing needed in with a full elemental mastery Zayu and just swirl everything to shreds. Alternatively, if you think you are good with dodging and don't need the additional healing, crowd control is the go-to role here. Kazuha, Venti and Sucrose are all perfectly fit for it. For the last slot of your team, you are now basically free to fill it with whatever you want. Feel like you need to put a Bennett in? Sure, go ahead, as long as he isn't C6. Wanna complete an elemental resonance? Sure. Electro resonance will increase your energy regeneration, so you can burst out more heals and damage. Wanna level up some friendship level? Congratulations, level 20 Razor that never has seen the sunlight in like, how long is the game out? 1.5 years now. You're hired. Wanna throw in Geo for good measure and some crystallized shields? Sure, go ahead. Honorable mention to Sarah for being an absolute unit of an Electro support. If you can handle her playstyle in this domain, she is probably amazing. Problem is, I personally can't handle her. I wish I could, but I really despise charged shots with archers. I just can't. Now that this is all said and done, let's just enjoy some gameplay of these tips in action.
Barbados, guide us. Shine down. Horn to oblivion. There is no escape. with stasis emulation by royal decree. Yeah, come on, we can do it.
Surrender and be gentle.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Oh, hi. Let's dance. Huh. Animal test 6308.
You're in for a little shock. Yep.
Absorption test. Let the show begin.
You're in for a little shock.
Let's dance.
Fire it up!
Speed of light. Nowhere to hide. Incoming.
I got you covered!
Speed of light. Incoming. And away I go! Come on out! With sword comes shadow. Speed of light.
Check this out!
Can't catch me! Let the show begin. Incoming. Yeah, cut to the chase. Shadows up. There is no escape. Can't catch me. Go. Let me scribe. Fate is upon you. Shine down. Now you shall perish.
Hope you found this little guide useful. I'm planning on doing this for almost every farmable domain, so feel free to leave a like or subscribe to not miss out on them. If you are in dire need of a guide for a specific domain, leave it in the comments and maybe I will prioritize that one. Until then, have fun and adios.